Hey fam.
Hey.
Hi. So before I begin and before I introduce myself, I want to introduce the former me, the earlier me, the one that probably wouldn't have gotten on the stage to speak to you guys, the one that would have never picked up that phone and started recording the videos, the one that would have probably never started the page, and the one you probably wouldn't have ever known of. And from that, that was the earlier me. Now you may know me from my online social media presence. As QTRFOODIE, I hope you know me. And this journey from, like that introverted me to what this page has spiraled into today is what I want to speak to you guys about. Because that journey resonates a lot with my topic today, progress over perfection. Okay, sorry, that it is. And back then, to the former me, if you had asked me to, uh, like, if you told me that to start my page, I need to speak on camera and record videos like that, I would have killed the dreams of starting my page then itself. As in, that was way out of my comfort zone. Like, you all know about comfort zones, right? I want to just take a minute to emphasize on comfort zone because comfort zones are where dreams go to die. If if you want to if you want to start anything new, you have to step out of the comfort zone. Getting uncomfortable is the first step to starting something new or to trying something new. And the simplest example I can tell you guys of comfort zone is your morning alarm clock. If you snooze it for that 5 or 10 extra minutes, that is the comfort zone where you're comfortable and nothing productive happens. Those 5 minutes, the the analogy of those 5 or 10 minutes can make a huge impact on how your life and how things pan out based on comfort zones. And now, next, I want to talk about what lies outside the comfort zone, opportunities. Now, I don't know if you guys know about the red car theory, but I would like to bring it to your attention. If I ask you guys how many red cars did you see on your way here, I don't know if most of you may not have even noticed any red cars. Few of you may have noticed a few red cars. But if I ask you now when you go home to count how many red cars that cross your path, for sure you would count a couple of cars at least, red cars. And the story of this theory, the red car theory is if you look out for something, you will see it. And that applies directly in the case of opportunities. If you look out for opportunities, you will find it. Whereas if you're waiting for opportunities to come and knock at your door, you may wait a lot longer, or maybe you might just wait forever. I'm people say like opportunities will come and knock at your door. I don't fully believe in that. At least, you need to have a door for the opportunity to come and knock on. Like in my case, it was my food page and the content that I create about food. So without my putting my page, myself out there, and these kind of content related to food, without it being out there, even restaurants or anyone who would want to collaborate or work with my page, they wouldn't know it because if it doesn't exist, they don't know, they cannot reach out to you, right? So you need to always look out for opportunities and create a way for opportunities to find you. And like people say, good things come to those who wait. Uh, Maybe it does, but at least in my case, I don't agree with that. I believe more that good things comes to those who work for it. And so that is with opportunities. This is, I know, not a very orthodox advice to give people. Start before you're ready. Now, in my case, in my story, in my journey, this worked out the best for me because when I started my page, the first video I put out was not the content that you see now on my page. Like the videos that you see on my page now, I have a team working behind the videos. Like there's me, maybe there's someone helping me with the script. I have people helping me with the videography, editing, and a lot of hours from different people who are experts in their own field comes into play. Like that is the outcome what you're seeing on my page today. And if you if I waited to reach this level of perfection before starting my page, my journey would have been delayed by at least the start would have been delayed by a couple of months or a few or maybe even years, you never know. I started my page with just photos. Okay, I just posted photos of things and captions below. And then slowly I started taking videos. I started doing videos where I'm voiceovering, videos with me speaking on it. In fact, I can still recall my first voiceover video, which is actually a presentation, like just photos, and then in the background, I'm giving a voiceover. And like to think that my page has, like, those are my beginnings. So I started my page without waiting for it to be perfect. I started, and things just gradually caught on momentum, and it has snowballed into what it is today. So this advice that worked in my case is like something that I would advise to you guys as well. Start before you're ready, and things will hopefully fall into place. And even here, like like I told you, if like my recent videos, so much effort goes into it. Like there are different people from different who are experts in their field who are working on the video. But if you still ask me what was my biggest step in my page, it was the first step. The starting phase was the biggest and the biggest step in my page till now. If you ask me if the thing I can recollect is a couple of years back, me just starting the page and thinking of a name for the page. And of course, most of the names you can think of are taken. Even of course, I tried with Qatar Foodie, like with QATAR, but that was not available. So I settled for the next best thing, which was QTRFOODIE. And I think those 15 minutes to decide the name of the page, I think I admire those 15 minutes a lot more than the hours that I put into the videos today. And I would say that was the biggest step I've taken, the first step. And you know what they say, right? If you start strong, your starting strong is the best thing you can do for any project. And I know a lot of you, like, maybe to start, you might be waiting for that um, perfect video, the perfect dance, maybe, like, let's say if you want to start singing, maybe you're waiting for that perfect song, the pitch comes correct. If you want to start something related to fashion, you're waiting for that perfect outfit, that perfect photo to kick it off. I I would say just start it off like with what you have in your hand, and I'm very sure that things will fall into place. And even another thing I can think of is, which I'm still struggling with, is joining the gym. But I'm telling you, the biggest step is going and signing up. I mean, of course, they take all your money, right? So the first step is the biggest step, and I'll encourage all of you to go for that first step and see how things fall into place. And after starting, the next thing I want to talk about is the steps that you take for your page or for whatever it is, for your pet project. And here I have two examples. Let's consider these two are people. Yes. The first one is a person who's just existing, right? He does nothing. He's just existing, that's why he's a one. And if he's doing that for 365 days, at the end of the year, the value is still one. Nothing changes. At the same time, let's look at the second instance where the person is putting 0.1% effort more. The bare minimum. But if he's doing that for 365 days, at the end, he is 37.7 times better than who he was, than when he started. And this is, again, like I was telling you, from how my page grew, from just photos to, like, I would say presentations, funny voiceovers, pathetic voiceovers. Every small step molded my page or molded me into what it is today. Every small step, like they say, every drop makes an ocean. And the person who moved a mountain started with the small pebbles. So I just wanted to uh, stress on how much difference the least effort that you put can make. Okay, it's not just least, it's also consistent. Consistently, you have to put the bare minimum effort, and you will succeed in what you're trying to do. And I know a lot of you, or even me at that time when I was starting my page, what stopped me was fear. Fear of, let's say, failing, fear of people thinking it's cringe, people, fear of what people would think. And that fear, what you have, all the things that you haven't done just because you're worried about what people might think, that is the imaginary boundary that you have set in your head. Okay, I hope you guys realize that. What others may think, that is the boundary that you set in your head for yourself. And the when it's like when you try something, it's not just about the fear is of course for failure, but the way I would encourage you to see it is it's either you win or you learn, right? Don't think of it as losing, because learning is how you get to win. Like, if especially if you're starting something new, it's not like the first attempt that you do will be perfect or you will win in your first attempt. So please think of it as that way, like that. It's either win or learn. And to conclude today, what I want to say is, I'm sure during my speech, all of you, some pet project or something in your mind you would have come up in your mind. Maybe it's like joining the gym. Maybe it's about starting cycling, starting some sports, starting anything, starting public speaking, starting a fashion page, maybe a singing page. So there is some. I'm pretty sure there is some hobby or some talent or some pet project that you all been that all of you want to really pursue in this life of yours. And I want to encourage all of you to start it, because the best time to start it was yesterday. Okay, but yesterday is gone. It was Friday. We all chilled, had karak, and it's over. And now all we have is today. So today is the next best time to start. And I'll sleep a very happy person today if at least one person, or maybe all of you, but worst case, at least one person, when you go back home, you start realizing the red cars that were in your life earlier. Thank you.